What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. You're with Chris, and today I'll be wrapping up yet another week as August is getting closer already. It's pretty scary, right? Now today I thought I'd try something different and do away with the intro that precedes the title banner. I thought, it takes a bit of time to come up with something catchy to say before launching the title, and I thought why not just test the waters a little bit and see how it affects views, because it can be a bit of a pain when I can't think of anything to say before launching the title. So we'll see how that goes. So what did I get up to? First of all, I put up my review for Middle of the Night by Riley Sager, his latest novel, only released recently. I absolutely loved it. This had plenty of twists at the end, so normally a book might have one or two twists, but Riley Sager pulls out all the stops and keeps you guessing all the way through on who the culprit was that took 10-year-old Billy from the tent back in 1994. So it was a very, very compelling read. I read it very quickly. If you haven't caught the video, please do, because I give the book a very good rap for very good reason. I really enjoyed that one, and I thoroughly recommend it if you're thinking of picking it up. I also put up my spoiler-free review of Dawnshard by Brandon Sanderson, the short novel that takes place directly after Oathbringer. I absolutely loved it. It was a very, very compelling, very quick read with great characterization. I absolutely loved it, and the mystery that it was at the heart of what the Dawnshard actually was a real eye-opener for me. It had some great cosmic connections and would be the perfect primer for starting Rhythm of War, which will be in November at this stage, but it may be brought forward. I don't know. I'm going to have a chat to John over at Talking Story about that to see if we can move it up the schedule, if at all possible, because I just love being in Rochard with all those characters. This week I also had the distinct pleasure at being involved in a live chat over at John's channel at Talking Story, along with Kyle and Laura from Fantasy Awash, where we spoke about Oathbringer and had a really good live discussion. We talked spoilers, we talked cosmic connections and what we thought of the book. It was just fantastic to chat about the book with others, and it was I had a ball. I had to leave prematurely early because I had to start work, so I do regret not sticking around any longer, but it was a fantastic experience, and I hope we can do it again when John and I read Rhythm of War together later in the year, and I think it'll be my turn to have him on my channel, and we might just invite back Kyle and Laura because it was such a fun event. This week I also got an email from Michael Robertson Jr., the author of the Lance Brody Supernatural Suspense series. He included a surprise email attachment which came in the form of a brand new Lance Brody novella. So he was kind enough to send me an arc of that, which I can't wait to get into. I do have to finish 2 more books in the series. I have been distracted with heaps of books over the last 12 months that I've been reading, but I will make time for revisiting Lance and see how the other 2 books close out the series, and this novella I'm really looking forward to. He was kind enough to congratulate me on passing 500 subscribers. Thank you, Michael, that was very nice, and he has had some really good success with the series, and I wish him all the best moving forward with the series, and can't wait to sink my teeth into this novella, which I should be able to smash through in short order. Okay, now currently I am into Act of Defiance by Andrews and Wilson, the next book in the Jack Ryan series, my favourite book series of all time. Now you would think picking this up I would mow through it pretty quickly, but unfortunately this past week has been crazy. I haven't had as much time as I normally do. I did squeeze in Dawnshard in between, so that halted things a little bit, but I definitely don't regret that, and I'm currently 135 pages in. I aim to finish this one mid next week, and then I'll have my review up as soon as I'm done. But some initial thoughts and impressions, guys. The Andrews and Wilson are first-time contributors to the Jack Ryanverse, and I have to say that I'm very impressed so far. They have the technical lingo down that Tom Clancy was renowned for, and this time it involves submarine technology and cutting-edge weaponry. They do that very well, but the most important thing they've done for me is pay homage to the series, and they respect the series, and they've this time they're writing about Katie Ryan, President Ryan's youngest daughter, who is now a senior analysis in the ONI, or the Office of Naval Intelligence, who has to get to the bottom of what the Russians are doing with the secret submarine project. And I found the opening pages were really, really interesting because there are references to the Hunt for Red October going way back to 1984, where there's this ripple effect that affects the present day. I thought that was really, really well done. So my initial thoughts and impressions of the book are very positive, and I just like it when an author gives really good service to a series I absolutely love, and can't wait to get stuck in. Now I can prioritise it over the next few days and hope to finish by mid next week, but I am really, really enjoying it. And just this morning, I smashed through The Fall by Ryan Cahill, the prequel novella that kicks off the events of the Bound and the Broken series. And I'll have my quick spoiler-free review up sometime next week for that. But let me tell you guys, I was enthralled from start to finish. And I hate Ryan for this, because he has made me crave the books now. I want to start the series, and I do actually have the first book of Blood and Fire ready to go. Now, I weren't planning on reading this for a couple of months yet, but thanks to Ryan and writing such a really good primer for this series, I am going to be starting it next month, because I just can't wait. Because the events that happened in that book, I'll share them with you in my spoiler-free review, but it was just absolutely epic. It was fantastic, and fueled my curiosity on what the series is going to be like, and can't wait to get stuck in. So what did I watch this week? Well, like everyone else, I would imagine, I watched the first 5 episodes of Cobra Kai Season 6, and I absolutely loved it. The episodes go for a half hour each, and it's it doesn't take you very long to binge through them all in one single sitting, and I absolutely loved it. There are questions raised, there are revelations, there is a real WTF moment at the end of the 5th episode, and you're thinking, oh my god, why can't Netflix just release it all in one hit so people can binge all planned 15 episodes? Don't split it up, because now I have to wait until I think it's September and then November for the last episodes. It's not fair to the fans who really, really enjoyed this series. I don't know why Netflix made that decision, or the producers made that decision. I would have preferred them to have all 15 episodes just sitting there, so you can shuck your responsibilities and just binge it on a lazy Sunday afternoon, or a late night, or whatever. But it's very, very good, and I can't wait for the next batch of 5 episodes to get released, hopefully sooner rather than later. I don't see Netflix changing its mind. Whether they move it up the schedule or not, I just don't know, but hurry up, Netflix. Okay, so let's talk about next week's reading. Obviously, I'm going to be continuing with Act of Defiance, which I'm really looking forward to finishing, and I've got 3 books I'm toying with at the moment. Obviously, one I discussed last week that I've been trying to get to is The Housemaid is Watching by Freida McFadden, the 3rd book in the Housemaid series, which I've absolutely enjoyed. I'm looking forward to getting stuck in. It won't take me long to get through. Just need to clear off some of my plate before launching into it. So this one is a top contender for next week. I'm also considering The Tennessee Killers by Jethro Wegener, a self-published author who was kind enough to buy me a copy of his first book in the Duke Gibbs thriller series, and this is the 2nd book, and looking forward to reading this one as well. I have promised him that it will be this month that I'm getting to it, so I will be reading this one. If not next week, it will be the last few days of the month. I plan on squeezing it in, but really looking forward to that one. And another one I'm really, really intrigued by, which I discovered quite by accident, because I haven't read anything by this author before, and that is All the Colours of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. This is a fairly thick book. It's about almost 600 pages. It has, wait for this, 250 short punchy chapters. Now, I'm a sucker for that, because it means that I will read it quickly. It's a big mystery novel that spans decades, and I can't wait to get stuck into that. And once I start, I figure I will read it very, very quickly. But it has had some very good praise from prominent authors. I mean, Patricia Cornwell says it's amazing, haunting, unforgettable. Alex Michaelides says a book to lose yourself in, a huge achievement, and Christian Hanna says kept me frantically turning the pages and somehow made me cry at the end. So it's very, very heavily endorsed. Gillian Flynn says hits like a sledgehammer, an absolute must-read novel. So yeah, looking forward to that one. Which one I will read first remains to be seen, but as always, whatever one of these I read, if I read all of them next week, which is highly unlikely, but as I read them, I'll be posting spoiler-free reviews right here on the channel. Another book I've been toying with, which may happen next week, is The Butterfly Effect by James Swallow, the novelisation of one of my favourite movies of all time, starring Ashton Kutcher and Amy Smart. I'm very, very interested to see how the book stacks up against the movie. Now, the book is obviously based on a script from the movie, but which version of the script, I'm not sure. But I'm very, very curious, because I did the same thing with Poltergeist and Poltergeist 2 The Other Side back in May for Horror Mayhem, where I read the novelizations of those movies and absolutely loved them. So I want to continue to do that and put an occasional video up on the channel on a book to movie comparison, which I'm really, really looking forward to, because I know the movie inside out. I've watched it countless times. I've watched the director's commentary several times. I picked up on a couple of things that no one else would have in the movie, and I'm going to be very interested to see what didn't make it into the script with the book, and I anticipate I would read the book very, very quickly. It all depends on how the mood strikes me. If I'm in the mood for it, I will pick it up. And if I'm in the mood for any one of these books that I've shown you, I'll simply pick it up and start reading. And that's the beauty of being a mood reader, rather than being chained down by TBRs and scheduling books in concrete what need to be read. I rather keep it loose and keep my options open, and sometimes I've been known to pick up something else completely different out of the blue as well, but being a mood reader is what I enjoy. So there you go, guys, that is it for my weekly update. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm currently at about 550, so I'm steadily getting there. Any help would be much appreciated. Offer up any comments below, of course, and I'll respond to that. But until the next video, guys, happy reading.